What's up, Jack and Jill Motorcycle? Wes here, hello. I am getting ready to do a little bit of adjustment on the R18 loaner. Is loaner the right word? I don't know. Anyways, it's BMW's motorcycle and they're letting me ride it, so I'm calling it a loaner. And I just want to get it set up so it's a little more comfortable for me, and I have a little less trouble reaching all of the controls, hand and foot. So I'm going to show you how to do that, because it's actually not very difficult. You don't even need a lot of tools. So I'm going to cut over to the bike and I'm going to show you where all the adjustments are and what they are. And then I am going to do the adjustments and show you how to follow along. So here's the bike, the R18. Yes, I realize that I'm in the handicap spot, but don't pay attention to that. If we should get a customer who needs the space, I will move the bike, of course, immediately. But for now, this is the only part of the parking lot that's not made out of gravel. So that's where I'm working. So I'm gonna adjust 3 or 4 things here. I'm gonna adjust the rotation of the handlebars. I'm gonna adjust the rotation of the hand controls. I'm gonna adjust the angle of the foot shifter, and if I can, the angle of the brake lever. The handlebars are held on by these clamps, which are, we would call those risers or pullbacks if they were on a normal motorcycle. There's these 4 bolts. Those are T40 Torx, and I'll probably have to undo 2 of them instead of all 4. And then once I get the handlebar rotated to where I want it, I'm gonna have to rotate the hand controls. That's a T30, and it looks like there's 2 of them. And that will just rotate this whole assembly, not the throttle or push button parts. Same thing on the clutch side. 2 bolts should rotate the entire assembly. I can also adjust the reach distance on the clutch and brake levers. They're both adjustable. And all that does is make them start out closer to or farther away from the grips. Okay, now I don't need to move it much. I need to rotate it just a few degrees up. So, first we're gonna loosen the lower bolts on the clamp. There's a big beetle coming right towards me. And I don't mean George Harrison. Whoops, there it goes. Now I want to get that to a spot that's comfortable. That's about where it started. I want it to be there. So now I'm gonna hold on to it with one hand. This might have been a good job to have a helper. Just need to get that a little snug so that it tightens up enough to hold the bar. Those are good and tight now. So now I'm gonna just work on the bar really hard to see if I can get it to move, and I cannot. Now we're gonna take a look at the rotation of the hand controls. And actually, I like where the hand controls are with the bar rotated up. They're in a good spot for me, so I don't need to move those. I just need to adjust the mirrors so that I can see what's happening behind me. Wow, that ended up being a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, because that is perfectly placed. Next is to adjust the distance using this dial. Oh, and here's the marker. So this is 1. See, there's a little arrow. Whoops. There's a little arrow right there. So that's 1. And this is 5. 5 is definitely too far. So let's go to 3. 3 is still a little farther than I'd like. So let's try 2. I think 2 might do the trick. Let's check it out on the brake side. Same adjuster, same tiny little arrow. We're currently on 4. So let's put it on 5. And 5 is too far. So let's put it on 1. 1 is a little too close. So let's go to 3. 3 feels pretty good, but let's check 2 just in case. You know, I take that back. I think 3 was perfect. Yeah, 3 gives me a little better grip. First thing I'm gonna do is take a Sharpie and mark the current position of the shifter. That way I know how far to move it. I'm gonna move it 1 tooth and try it out, and then and that should do the trick. I've never had any shifter, I've never had to move more than 1 tooth, but I wanna know where it starts so that I can adjust it or get it in there properly. So, Sharpie. And that should wipe right off the chrome. And then this is a T30 30 Torx. And there's not, doesn't feel like there's any thread lock on there. So that came right off. Oh, actually it looks like there is a little thread lock on there, but it must not have been too tough. So then this should wiggle right off. Rotate it forward 1 tooth. Oh, it pushes back. Nope, that's in the same spot. That might be a little high. So I'm gonna put the screw back in and just hold it snug, finger tight, and then I will test it. I will get on the bike and test it, and you'll be able to see why I'm doing this, because you'll get a shot of my giant foot. I think I moved it 2 teeth, so I'm gonna go back down 1. Try this again. There we go. So I don't want to kick the cylinder every time I need to downshift, but I need to be able to upshift without having to put my feet into contortions. So that's where we're going to leave it. Okay, and let's see if that will wipe off with a little bit of flannel power. Get the side that doesn't have the buttons on it. There we go. Black mark is gone. Okay, so to adjust the brake lever has a couple of different, it has at least one adjustment, they all do. This lock nut here and this lock nut under the little boot give you the ability to adjust the free play. That's the amount that the lever goes down before the brake starts to engage, and there's not very much free play. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if I can show you this, there's a stop right here, and on the brake lever there's a corresponding piece of metal that contacts the stop that keeps it from going up, and there's sometimes there'll be a screw through there and you can adjust the distance between the stop and the piece of metal on the brake lever, but you can't on this one. There's no adjustment for it, which is unfortunate. While we're here, I'm going to show you what's behind the cover. Whoops, gotta put it on loose. Two hands, I think. I don't want to drop it. Ooh, that's actually pretty hefty. That's nice stuff. I'm going to put that on the seat so it doesn't fall on the ground. And then this is what's behind that cover. So that's where you fill the oil. That is probably the coil, and it'll go into the head, and it'll have a spark plug on the other end of it. And then we've got a sensor of some sort. Very cool, very compact, very set up. And then these are the mounts for the outer cover. There, now I've got the bike a little better set up ergonomically for my foot size, hand size, and arm reach. And you got to peek under one of the cylinder head covers. Cylinder head cover covers. Yeah, it's a lot going on. I appreciate you coming and watching the videos. Make sure you hit like if you like them, comment, subscribe, ask questions, and I will be sure to see you out there somewhere on the road. Now, normally I might say, or off it, but I am not taking this bike off-road. 730 pounds, not happening. But I'm gonna take it down the road a piece, and I'm gonna continue enjoying it. And one more time, I'm gonna thank BMW for sending it to me to test out for a good while here. I'm really excited about it, and I hope you are too. Check back every week. I'm gonna try and post a video about the R18 every week for the foreseeable future, at least until riding season where I live comes to a close. Take it easy, and bye.